Alright, folks, welcome back to the Boys Green YouTube channel. It's time for a very late review of that game last night, which finished Celtic 3, RB Leipzig 1 in match day 4 of the Champions League. Alistair, what did you make of that last night?
I would have been in no fit state to do it last night, to be honest with you. But no, one of the best nights of my life, and I'm not exaggerating. I've never seen Celtic play like that. Obviously, we beat better teams than Leipzig, but that last night was superb. Style-wise, everything about it.
Aye, honestly, like yourself, I was in absolutely no state to do it last night. That game took a lot out of me in terms of just try to hold on, just sitting there, try to hold on, and know that you're so close to a result. So
Yeah, well, I don't
that's
know
why
if
it's
you
extremely late.
the second half I kept saying to you, I'm nervous, I'm going to pass it, stuff like that. So I was a bit.
I was the calm one. I'm nobody shouting, but I was in terms of the game. But anyway, the team. There was one change to the team which seen Greg Taylor come in instead of Alex Vi. Personally, I thought it should have stayed the same team that played on Saturday. Um, I don't try and make up that I think something else. Then anyway, but what did you make it? Obviously, Taylor and all that. It was a bit of a surprise for me, but um, the rest of the team was the same. And you're just kind of looking for us to get. I said a lot about getting a good start. A lot of people saying we were good in the opening 20 minutes. Maybe I because sometimes you're watching the game, you think can otherwise and maybe look better. I thought first 10 minutes we looked okay, and Leipzig got a bit of control, but I think that's when, especially at this level, teams like to kind of suss each other out. And it was looking a bit rocky. We we ended up conceding the first goal. It's a set piece from Leipzig, and it's it's just a free, basically flicks off Carter Vickers and Trusty Rengo. They're kind of flat footed, and Bart Gatlinger gets a free header.
I never really said this at the time, but what a ball in it is, to be fair. I
Aye,
mean, I wish we corner kicks like that,
I know.
but
But I
no,
was thinking,
to be fair, mate, I think it was just weighty numbers.
aye,
Somebody gets a flick on it, and then you've no time to react, really.
aye,
They're good
um,
putting the ball and all it takes is a flick,
aye.
and you're in trouble.
But I think the frustration came about 5 minutes later, where you're like, you need to learn. We've conceded from a set piece, which I think you need to learn when somebody scored against you in a set piece. You need to learn. And we didn't. Obama with another free header just goes by the post. Maybe Alistair, that was the bit of luck we needed just to kind of give us a bit of kick up the
That
arse.
gave us a foothold in the game, I would say.
Aye,
And then you're basically needing you're basically you need to take advantage of that when you get let off with one like that, because that could easily have drifted in at the back post. I mean, I thought for where we were sitting, Josh, I thought it actually saved the post.
I thought it shaved the post, but I think it just went wide.
Aye,
But I think after that, then I think Noosa had a chance. It was a mistake in the middle of the park. Luckily, it could have maybe probably been a foul, but he blazes it over the bar. But then I thought after that, right, we need to get a grip because the crowd was getting a bit tetchy, really, and Leipzig were maybe getting a bit more control of the game. But then we get the goal at the perfect time. It's a wee flick down the right hand side from Engels, I think it's from a kind of throw in, flick it, and then Kuhn just dribbles it, and he does what Nicholas Kuhn's been doing all season. Alistair, that is a phenomenal finish. The way,
somebody said to me, matter of fact, it was a voice of us, 11, 11, 20, 20 goal contributions. I don't know if it's 9 goals, 11 assists, but in the 5th of November, that's
I think
something.
See, in terms of goal, I read something today. See, in terms of goal contributions, he's the 4th best in European football, and
I
I'm not
could
joking with
believe
that.
that.
He's the 4th
Could
best in
believe that.
European football. So
That's
it's
definitely
incredible.
the best game in hoops.
It's incredible, honestly. It's just to see. I've seen players being transformed, but I'd go as far as saying I've never ever seen a transformation. From
God
where we
bless
won it,
it.
from
God
one
bless the dental surgery.
I know, from where we won in April to now, it's phenomenal. The guy can't do anything wrong.
And when he's hitting the news again in the net.
Aye, it comes on the park. It comes on the it comes on. He gets assists. He'll score goals. Scored at the weekend. Get an assist at the weekend. It's phenomenal. Honestly, I just I'm so happy for him because I do think he got it tight off our support, and that's why I don't get why our supporters don't calm down when it comes to players. Give them time. Trusty, people were slating him a few weeks ago. He looks brilliant now. Engels, oh, he's never worth £11 million. Look, just give the fucking people time, and we'll see
I
the
know.
best of them.
I know it's
Um,
shocked.
but I think after that, I don't think we looked back. I thought we got it. It got our tails back up. Our confidence was back up, and we held it out strong. The second goal, for me, and not in terms of how good the goal actually was, but for me, it's the best goal of the night. And I'll tell you why now. The pressing down that left hand side, not even there was about I think Atati, Taylor, Kyogo, Maida were all just pounding them on that left hand side. And we managed to work it. Atati gets away brilliantly. Kyogo is fouled in the edge of the box, but he plays on, waits and waits. Taylor arrives, bang across the box. Maida takes a swipe and it misses. I'm going to be honest with you, and this is no disrespect to Maida, but thankfully. And then
And
Kun's there to tap it
that
in.
ball could have went anywhere.
Aye. And
And
Kun is there to tap it in. And that's the big thing for me, Alistair. The hunger. Now, you can have all the technical quality. This goes for any team. You can have all the technical quality in world football. You can have the best players in world football. You can have 50, 60 million pound players. And it's the same with Celtic in the Scottish League. We can have all the best players in the league, but our application needs to be there. And our
yeah.
application was so much better than Leipzig's last night. So much better in so many areas. We absolutely outplayed them. And that's not even a stretch to say that.
And we're practically eliminated the second best team in the Bundesliga at the minute.
Aye.
I would say so.
We absolutely hounded them for every ball. When we were out of possession, our passing was phenomenal. So calm, collective. They were just running about, just running in circles. They could not live with us at all. We get at half time, perfect time to get a goal. And by that, it was just full control. Passing was so good. Leipzig only really had that chance in the second half when Bartlinger gets the ball, takes it down, and Schmeichel saves. But Alistair, we were in absolutely no trouble.
Even in the first half, Josh, if you think about it, there's nothing really clear cut apart from the corner kicks. If you think about it.
I will clear cut, no. So I'm so proud of the team and how they applied themselves from Schmeichel, where I just thought when he was needed, he applied himself. Johnston, brilliant. Carter Vickers, trusty, solid. Scales when he come on the park, solid. Taylor, apart from the maybe 20 minutes, fine. It was fine.
Aye.
Valle, come on the park, fine. McGregor, Hatati, Engels.
Not a failure.
What I'll say is about Engels, they better shut up at the £11 million. It was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. Hatati, phenomenal. McGregor, the whole midfield. Hatati, Alistair, I need to talk about that guy, man, honestly. I said to you, and we said to you when we spoke about if he's on his game, he's unplayable, and he showed that against Aberdeen at the weekend, and he continued it. That performance was fucking outstanding. And excuse my French.
He's the best in the league. See when he's
When
on
he's
his
on when he's on form.
I'll no hear it anything different. I mean, I'm only sorry that the pass he tried that was to Maeda, and if that had ended up my goal, it would have brought the house down because what a pass to be able to
He's
no just see that pass, but to execute it is unbelievable.
he's passing. There was points. He's nutmegging players that are honestly nutmegging players. They're cheek. They're absolute cheek him. Like, and I've heard all the nonsense that he's no interested. Shut up. He is interested. Of course he is. He put in a hell of a shift,
I
and you
know,
can see
man.
that after the game's on the ground.
I
The
know.
lot of them put in a hell of a shift, and
I
that's all
think
we
it was
ask.
him that fell to the ground at the
Aye,
end of the
aye.
game.
It might have been others as well. I don't know, but the one I seen on the TV when I watched it was Hatate. But
Aye.
all we've asked, Alistair, when we're on this barren run of no winning Champions League in like 11 odd years, is we try and don't make mistakes. We didn't make. Well, there was not a failure. There was no
No,
stupid
really.
mistakes. Aye, there was a bit at the time when we looked a bit shaky. You're going to get that when you can see the goal, of course you are. But it was
And
all about how.
you're not playing, with all due respect, you're not playing St Johnson, and you're not playing St Johnson, Ross County, and you're not playing teams at SPFL level. I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, Josh.
Aye. No, but
So,
I think that's a big thing at this level. If you can see the goal, do you get rocked? Because we could have easily it cave in, but we
if that
didn't.
one that scraped the post had went in, it was a game set match. I think we all
But that's
accept
maybe
that.
that's the bit of luck maybe Celtic have been missing at
Aye,
times. We
definitely.
don't get that. Even the Hatate goal when it bounces off Galaki, something that's years ago. That's into goalkeeper's hands. So
Aye, definitely, mate.
sometimes you just take it. But we outplayed RB Leipzig, and I'm not having any otherwise.
No, I
We
agree with you.
absolutely outplayed RB Leipzig, and I'm going to say
Aye,
this
and Kevin Campbell come out today and said it didn't matter what we tried.
aye,
Celtic was just
because do
brilliant.
you know what?
To be
Do you know
fair,
what?
I did say
Aye,
I was impressed with him.
do you know what? And I stand by this. This is an RB Leipzig team that have only lost once. That was at the weekend in the league. They have
I know.
the Champions League. They've played Liverpool, Atletico Madrid, and Juventus. But I honestly think this, and I think this as well. RB Leipzig turned up and thought it'll be a cakewalk.
I don't think I don't think so far we've been respected nearly enough because, and I'll tell you what I mean by that. Atalanta, I don't think turned up like, excuse my language here, but like big bollocks thinking, oh, we've won the Europa League, we'll just roll over them. And I think RB Leipzig had a bit of that as well. I
Aye.
really do.
RB Leipzig turned up for me and just thought we've got the big players on us. Well, you're pissing off back to Germany, excuse my friends, with your tail between your legs.
And you're
Well, no,
practically out the competition.
nobody in actual Germany actually have got a big fan of you either, so you can piss off back to
No,
Germany.
no.
Um,
I just
I
say,
love I
thanks
love
to
RB
all the
Leipzig.
Dortmund fans that have been retweeting it today. Let's start this.
No, but taking nothing away from Celtic, we asked for a big performance and we certainly got one.
What a position we're in, by the way.
We're in a fantastic position, and people talk a lot about looking at the other results. We shouldn't be relying on other people's results. If it helps us, great. But we're in a fantastic position, a position that we should be taking, that should be taken by the sort of scruff of the neck now, and getting us through to at least, and I'd say at least a playoff.
Well, I would say so as well. I would say, Josh, if anybody told you that we were halfway through, 4 games played, Atalanta away, Dortmund away, and we say 7 points in the bag.
It's fantastic, absolutely fantastic.
But
Some means might have even, and honestly, wouldn't think we even get 7 points the whole tournament. Never mind 7 points at 4 games.
well, if I think you would have locked me up and threw the key away if I said to you, listen, after Dortmund we'll take 4 points out of 6 against Atalanta away in Leipzig at home.
In 2 games were well,
Yeah.
and the thing is, after that Atalanta game, everybody says you just sat back and probably got a hook or crook win. I don't subscribe to that, to be honest. But then we show the other side is in the attacking side, which we struggled with in Atalanta, which is understandable, right? But then we go and show the other side to it. How can we go and attack teams like Leipzig and we absolutely ran them off the park
Yeah. And
from
if you
start?
look at it, Josh, obviously I don't know what the table looks like now, but if you look at some of the teams below us, and a lot of the big teams have kind of took this league phase for granted, and 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 to be fair, they get what they deserve. If, if you if you kind if you're not enjoying this because you've had it too often your own way, then tough, tough, tough shit, basically.
Aye. No, but I thought Celtic were absolutely fantastic. And as you said, it puts us in a phenomenal position
With 2 home games to
to
come.
hope. And if we can play anywhere near that level, I think we'll have a smashing chance of at
But
least
just
reaching
let's
that
not
playoff.
be complacent.
No, the
Let's not be
complacent.
complacent.
Because you know, Bruges and Young Boys maybe aren't the same profile as RB Leipzig or the same profile as Atalanta, but they're still damn good
It's
sides
still
and
decent. And you
they're in the
don't
Champions League for a reason.
definitely, mate.
So it's all about focus and how we kind of move forward. I mean, we move forward to Kamano, which I just think is even more important. I think every game is as vital, equally as important. I really do at this point because
You're chasing Aberdeen, and I
I
and I wonder. Here's a question: because we're getting pushed by Aberdeen, and I know we thumped them, but is it helping with the European performances
I
that
think
we
it's
have
keeping us. I,
won?
I think it's keeping us at a level, and I think maybe it isn't just that. I think just Brendan Rodgers in general. I think, and we've not even spoke about him. I think it keeps it. I just think he's kept us at a level, domestically and European. We always talk about a European hangover. I've not seen that in Celtic. This maybe Ross County, maybe a wee bit
But
was a bit kind of
remember,
tetchy.
Ross County was a Sunday at 12 o'clock.
Aye,
That's
so
a graveyard shift, really.
so,
That
but I've not ever really seen that European hangover. I think people they've done. That's another team's done really well. How been be able to go between maybe one competition and it does take an impact. Yeah, because you look, especially young players when they go for Champions League level, where it's glitz and glamour and foot under the lights to a pissing down in Kilmarnock on a windy day like
takes
Kilmarnock.
attitude.
It does, and it's how you approach the game with the same attitude, and that's what I'd want Celtic to do. I don't expect Celtic to be treating any game any differently. If it's Barcelona at home or it's fucking St Johnstone at home, I don't expect
Yeah.
us to treat it any differently because I think that's what you have to do.
Oh,
It's
what's the
difficult, but you need to just keep focusing on that next game, next game, next game until we're at end of the season.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. In a great position in the Champions League and in a cup final and
Oh, we're in a
in the
fantastic
Super the
position.
League, it's you can't ask for much more, really.
No, and I don't know if anybody was asking for it. I don't know what you could ask for. I don't know, but well, we're in a phenomenal position in terms of league. We're joint top with Aberdeen at the moment. We're in the League Cup final, and obviously, we've got 7 points for 4 games in the Champions League. So I think it's
Yeah.
phenomenal. You can see, and that's another thing I wanted to just quickly say. Anybody doubting, and I don't even know there's anybody now, but Brendan Rodgers is a top manager. I don't.
Yeah, I would maybe be sitting him down and saying, right, Brendan, fancy signing a 2-year extension.
But
Are
the
you
only
going
way
to get an extension?
Brendan will sign an extension is if we continue backing him. And surely, if as stubborn as Peter Lawwell is, and damn it, surely if they're seeing results like, right, okay, this might what we if we spend even an extra 10 million, if we spend a few extra million on maybe a player, this
Said
is what you
that
can
to
get.
you last night. See what happens when you
Aye,
spend just a wee bit more. I
but
mean, look at the three that come on. Ida, £9 million. Troy, um, well, maybe skills
scale.
bad example,
No,
but
no, it's not. But
Bernardo,
that's the thing. It's not about finance. Scales is morphed in, and this is another thing. It's all about developing players as well. You don't need to go and buy 15, 20 million pound players. You can develop players, and we've developed Scales into a perfect centre half. Like
yeah,
so, if trustees are, if Vickers is, you're not shitting yourself.
well, well, I don't know how you felt when skills come on, but I felt chilled
He's
because
done a solid job. I knew he was on to do. He knows what he's sent to do, and that's the main thing. It's discipline. It's
mm,
discipline.
yeah,
And people maybe don't think Scales is a look. We've spent money on left back, centre halves before, and have they got a sniff?
yeah,
Fucking
the Rocky
Cole,
been
Toure,
obvious,
Jenny, Tolyan,
yeah,
balling goalie. It's stuff like that. So it's all about when you're signing players. It's all about signing quality, and it's always about trying to enhance the players that you've got there. So as an example as well, because there's still quality in that depth. There's depth in there. So when you bring either on or Bernardo on, along with Scales, you're not going, oh shit.
I will.
Like that's so like if Stephen Welsh going to that park, and this is not a dig at Welsh, it's just the truth. I'd be thinking, oops.
Oh, I knew
So
them trouble.
but
Bradford.
that's what this is what happens when you spend your money properly.
Yeah,
And I mean and I'll rephrase that because the team at the other side of the city don't spend their money properly. We signed Nicholas Kuhn for £3.5 million. They signed Cyril Dessers for £4 million.
yeah,
So
I know.
it's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
about spending money, but it's equally important that you spend that money properly
yeah.
and do
And
your homework.
I checked this rule today. Apparently you can make 3 changes to your squad in January. So that's handy to know for Champions League level. If you choose to, of course.
Exactly. Even I thought Yan came on the day, and we're all maybe I was like, oh no, but then like, he came and he settled down. He was settled, touching.
See what happens
Touch,
when you play with first team players and
aye,
you don't
and it's
make 10 or 9 changes.
exactly so. You just need to. It's all about consistency. It's all about, and I think that's equally important as well. Keeping a decent base of a team. I'm not a big fan of this. I know what we've no slipped up really late, but I'm not a fan of this. I know you need to make changes to a team, but you can't make 5, 6 changes for me. Um,
No, you
but
can't.
so it's all about keeping continuity for me in a team. And it showed last night. A lot of that team have experienced the other Champions League games.
Yeah,
And and I talked about learning lessons. They've clearly learned a lot from. I don't want to bring it up, but that Dortmund game. Some of the players that were here last year learned for disappointment against Atletico away, learned for disappointment maybe at Lazio at home. That's what you need to do. You need to learn from disappointments, and then you get then you put it all together, and you get a performance like so of a clinical but defensively sound. Midfield was on it, wingers were on it, and we were all just on it. Alistair, I'm not even going to even bother with man of the match because the whole team were just outstanding.
yeah. Neither am I. I can't. I, I feel I could get a whole blanking team man of match, so I'm not gonna do that. So no, I would just say keep it up, and that's 3 home games in a row. I know the final one was a dead rubber, but it started momentum, Josh.
First time since 2007.
I know. And you
Aye.
know the scary thing, I remember the 2007 games. So
Aye.
that's the scary thing about it.
Aye.
That would
But
be that would be the next Benfica and AC Milan. It
aye,
would
man,
be,
it was like
would be.
aye, Stracknank it was under.
Yeah, it'd be the Massimo Donati game for the older listeners. I know you were free at the time, Josh, which makes it quite scary, actually.
Aye. No, but I think we were all outstanding. Something got a ball with man of the match, but as
I
you
was
said, that's
standing
we've put ourselves in a fantastic position.
there.
Going ahead to the Club Brugge game and then get away to Zagreb just for the rest of the campaign. But it's up to Celtic to keep their foot on the pedal and no take their eye off the ball because
Well,
we've
Josh,
done
I
it.
don't know if you know this, but Shakhtar Donetsk beat Young Boys. So Young Boys, the time we play them, will kind of be, well, they'll all be out. So
Aye,
that doesn't mean to say it's a gimme,
I
but
know.
but um, and I think that's I'm not making out Celtic have got a got that is because we've been there too often. But I think we're all mentally scarred that we don't
Aye,
take anybody for
I know.
granted, to be honest.
It's important we don't take anything for granted and just keep doing what we've been doing.
I
Um,
agree, mate.
but
I,
that's probably going to be it for the Celtic versus Leipzig review. Celtic get a massive, and I mean massive, result in Europe. We're back later on in the week for build up to the Kilmarnock game. Until then, speeches later, and hail hail.